David Green from Green & Phillips is back on Studio 10 this morning. David, good to see you as always.
Glad to be here.
All right, we're talking about common mistakes people make after they're in an accident and are injured. We're going to run through some of the mistakes and maybe you can tell the folks a little bit about it.
Absolutely.
All right, so the first common mistake people make is not going to the doctor or hospital. Big mistake.
That is a big mistake. If you're injured, if you feel any pain at all, you need to be treated. You need to find out whether or not you're okay. If you don't go to the doctor, then there's no documentation that you were actually injured. So then down the road, if you have a problem, then there's no documentation to prove to the insurance company or to prove your case in court that you're injured.
And it's not just going to the doctor, it's actually listening to what the doctor tells you and acting on it. You got to follow your doctor's instructions, right?
Follow the doctor's instruction. You need to make sure that you do what he says do. If he says go to therapy, if he says take certain medications, do what the doctor says, because that's the only way you're going to get well.
And on that note, many people try to do too much too soon after an accident.
That's right. And just the simple answer is follow his instructions. Do exactly what they say. If they say take off a couple of days of work, do that. If they say do certain things, if they say go to therapy or do this or that, follow the instructions.
Another mistake people make, and I've made this one myself, is downplaying your injuries, acting like, oh, I'm okay, where you're probably not.
Well, it's real easy to sit back and say, well, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And that's the common thing. We don't want to bring attention to ourselves. We want to say, well, you know, I was injured in the accident, but I'm really fine and things are going to be okay. When the reality of it is you're truly injured and you truly have a problem, you need to make sure that you get well before you do anything else.
And all these tips, of course, pertain to if you have a case. So if someone's watching right now and they think to themselves, I've made all these mistakes, can they still have a case?
They always still have a case. They just may affect the value of your case. That can be a common problem. But, you know, in general, if you've been involved in an accident, if you're hit from behind, hit from the side, and it's not your fault, you definitely have a case. But it just may affect the actual value.
All important information, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. When we come back next time, I think we're going to continue this conversation, so you have to tune in for that. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to contact Green & Phillips. David, thanks for coming in.
Glad to be here.